Everyone, it's Sean from Sean's Toy Room, and I'm here today to do the unboxing of Data the Romulan, Picard with his open jacket, and the Borg figure from First Contact, because I have a new display shelf for them, and it's expandable. So when the figures in the back are out of the way, I'll be able to expand it across the entire front and have lots of figures in the way. On display as I open the figures below me, because that's what I'm going to start doing now, is opening up the Star Trek figures that I have. So we'll start with, alphabetically, we'll go with the Borg figure. I think this is ironically the first time I've opened figures in my new toy room. It's turning out quite well here. Just need the scissors to do a little bit of trimming right here. There you go. And actually, a wonderful thing, it's coming off the card back without taking too much, see? Without damaging the card back in any way. So that's a relief, I must say. Of course, we'll see how far. Oh, there you go. Well, that's about as undamaged a card back as you're going to get, and that's a great pleasure. There you go. Good. Very good. Very good. And you can see faintly the Star Trek 30 years logo right there. So it damaged it a bit. But now let's see. You see how it was $15 at the toy convention? Let's see what the actual original price was way back when. I might be able to peel off that $15 sticker and find out what the original price was way back when. $6.99, I think. So let's see if I can get that off the card back as well, because I want to have a nice pristine card. Oh, no, that's not quite working. For all we know, this original orange label was on the card back for the past 28 years. Well, let's see if I can peel it off. There we are. Star Trek First Contact revealed without anything in the way. There's the label put on the card back. Tried to align the galaxy as much as possible. It seemed to work. So now we remove the figure. This is the Borg stand base. You can see the foot peg there. So let's take it out first. Yeah, these things have been sealed and carded for nearly 30 years. And yet you can still buy these figures. I mean, you saw the original price, $15. They just, either they produce so many of them, or even from the most popular of the TNG movies, they just weren't worth a lot. And of course, this is the little poster that comes with the Next Generation figures. And here's the Borg himself. Now he's not it appears that some of those accessories might be able to be plugged in, perhaps. Like there's a patch at the back of the leg, there's a patch here. So let's see if we can get some of these little tubes out of here, and maybe we can get it working. What this accessory looks like is nothing more or less than a cordless cell phone. And let's take a look at the card back. Doesn't really show where the tubes go. However, you have two tubes here. So it seems to me that if you stick one tube in the back of the leg, like that, and then you stick it in the back of the figure, kind of like, oh, almost got it. Careful. It has a nub. It has a nub here. So let's see if it goes in the leg better. It does fit into the leg better. And then you do this, and it should, theoretically, fit into the hole in the back of the... There you go. Good, got one tube in. There we go. 2 tubes are in the back of the figure. And let's see. Now, it doesn't appear that any of the hands can actually hold the devices because the gripping claw is too far apart. Oh, well, correct me. There you go. It actually can. Perfect. Now, as far as this, what looks like some kind of tool, it doesn't appear to be a place it goes. Unless, oh, well, it almost was held. Yeah, it can't quite hold its choking hazards. Okay. The hands aren't flexible enough, but at least I'll get a picture of the card back with the figure in front. There you go. There is the Borg figure from First Contact. It'll probably serve as a thumbnail because it's unique, and it is almost the exact same figure, but not quite, as seen on the card back, because you see he has a right eye application. Okay, so I'll put him in place on the stand. Maybe that'll be the thumbnail, the 3 new figures on the stand. Actually, there is a shelf to put the figures on, so I might actually use this one. It's 3 levels. It might hold the loose figures, the smaller ones. These are the 2 figures next. Data as a Romulan and Open Jacket Picard. And I realized when it comes to writing in my reference book which figures I have for the Memory Alpha website, all I need to do is look at the open card backs to start with. And you can see there weren't that many figures to start with. There's only 8 on the card back. This must be the Alien series from 1994. And you can see the $3.99 figure price over the barcode. Here's the Romulan display base. It has the word data on it, and you can see the peg that is offset, so he can actually stand properly on the base and not have a foot hanging out into midair for no valid reason. And of course, I'm going to trim around the card back so it's flush. Card back is flush. So there it is, and you can see how different it is from the earlier card back, which came from 1992. And this one, but they all have transporter pads. I just noticed that. So there's the data figure. His feet extend probably all the way through, though they don't move much. And his arm is very stiff, but his wrist doesn't turn, but his arm swings out this way, kind of like ours does, which is a welcome relief. And his head turns a little bit. Okay. So let's see what kind of accessories we've got here. We've got the trading card, which is basically a space cap in this case. And we have his Klingon desktop unit, which is pretty well a laptop. A lot slimmer than the 94 laptop, that's for sure. A Romulan disruptor, which is unlike Spock's, it's orange. That's what I loved about these figures. Each accessory was color-coded, except for the Starfleet phaser, which was always realistically colored, as you see, with the silver handle. And then, of course, there's the Romulan data pad right here. There you go. It even had a sticker. Okay, so those are Data's accessories, and unlike the other figures, he didn't have his name on the cardboard backing. Not this time. So let's set Data up on his stand, and then we will see what he looks like in front of the card back. with his accessories laid out in front of him. So there you go. There is Data as a Romulan. And now on to Captain Picard with his open jacket look. So here's a look at the Captain Picard figure. Again, his foot nub is in the center of the display base. It seemed to me it should have been over to the left or the right. But he's got his open jacket with the ribbing from the Next Generation. He's got his desktop unit, though it looks like it's in 2 parts. I hope it can fit together. He's got his data pad, and I don't know if he has a phaser or not. Well, wait a minute. It does look like he was supposed to have one according to the card back. But this one appears to be somewhat almost like it was resealed or something, and it doesn't quite have everything. Well, we'll find out when I open it. In this case, the card back was damaged anyway, so I'm kind of slicing it closer to the card back itself and just have it come off in one fell swoop, kind of like that. So the card back is slightly damaged, as you see. And there is no Starfleet phaser in this one. There doesn't appear to be a section for one. But let's see if we can get the desktop unit to actually fit together properly. Be right back. Looks like you can. Look, it has a slot into which it's supposed to fit. So you fit it like that. And there you go. So that means the desktop unit won't break. It is designed to be in 2 pieces. That's even the Enterprise D right there. And of course you have his Starfleet Command Badge base, and you have a data pad. Yes, even though it's Picard, it's a data pad. Ha ha ha. Now let's see if he can hold it. Can he hold his data pad? He should probably be able to hold it in this hand. Well, he can hold it in that hand. Good, 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 good. So we'll put him on his base and go from there. And so we don't have a foot hanging out in midair. Put him on his base that way. There you go. There you go. So there is Captain Picard in his open jacket look. And now that all 3 figures have been opened, I'm going to put them on the shelf and try to get a group shot once I put the shelf in the correct position for such a picture. Be right back. And I was right, the 2 smaller figures fit down there. And there are the 3 figures open on the shelf. So that can be the thumbnail for this video. This episode of opening Star Trek figures from Sean's Toy Room. And as you can see, I have enough figures to open on the top of the shelf. I think I'll start with them. And then I will move into the ones on the bottom and save the card backs the whole time. But eventually, what I want to do is get the figures and display them on the shelf like this, on a riser like this, so that just like the Motu figures, you make the most use of the upper dimension. All right. But in the meantime, why don't I put them on this riser along with the Grayskull, and we'll see what we have. All right, there are the 3 figures. And it's highly appropriate that the Enterprise E is in the background. There you go. So a kind of a combined picture, with the Borg at least, between the Enterprise Sean's model room and Sean's toy room. So maybe that's a good thumbnail. And it gives a preview of what I'm going to open next, the classic Star Trek movie series from the motion picture, even though I don't have all of them yet. And as you can see, you can fit at least 2, possibly 3 figures with their accessories on a stand shelf beside each other. In fact, if you bring the Borg down, you've got the 3 figures right there. So that's all for now for Sean's toy room, and we'll see you here next time. Bye-bye.